speaking about the weather, the SA Weather Service has issued a warning for strong winds and rains for Cape Town from, I think, this Saturday until Tuesday. The city says that emergency services are on standby to deal with any incidents related to the predicted weather conditions. Residents have been urged to assist in reducing flood risk where necessary by clearing out drainage systems and reporting blocked drains and digging out trenches around their houses in order to divert any water, amongst other measures. Let's get you a bit more on this now. Bring in the South African Weather Service forecaster, Puseletso Mofokeng, who joins us now for more on what lies ahead. Thanks for your time, sir. Always great to have you on board. How unusual is this in a context where we know that the Western Cape, Cape Town more specifically, received the bulk of their rain in winter?
Well, we have just responded to yourself, Ayanda. Good morning, and good morning to the listeners. Indeed, the Western Cape, the southwestern areas of the country are generally getting the rainfall mainly in winter, so there isn't anything unusual. This is what we expect. This is the time.
Right. And so I guess in that context, the question becomes what residents ought to do differently, especially those who've been around for quite some time. Usually when there is any kind of warning from the Weather Service, the anticipation is for adverse weather conditions. The sense I'm getting from you today is you're not expecting any danger or damage to result from this weather pattern.
Well, perhaps that's not how we're putting it. We are actually having two warnings today. The first warning being that of the strong winds that may very obviously lead to damaging property, obviously causing disturbances there and there. And this is mainly over the southern areas of the Northern Cape, as well as the northern areas of the northern areas of the Western Cape, including some northwestern parts of the Eastern Cape. In other words, areas like Graaff-Reinet, Willowmore, those are the areas that are to see some very strong winds today because of the approach of a strong cold frontal system that is approaching the country from the west. So otherwise, by this evening, we're expecting some light rainfall over the southwestern areas, that is the Cape Metropole, Cape Winelands, as well as the Overberg. That's where we're going to see some light rain happening this evening. This is light rain, but that doesn't mean the wind is not the effect. In fact, over the Cape Metropole, including along the coast, the southwest coast, where that is the stretch from the Cape Point all the way to Cape Akalas, we are actually having a level 2 there. So the wind can be strong. There may be damage to property because of the wind, not necessarily because of the rain.
Help us understand the effect, if any, that this is going to have on other parts of the country. We've heard in the past of a particular cold front approaching the southwestern regions, for instance, and that having an impact on the interior. Any ripple effects that other residents should anticipate?
Well, of course, the main issue currently is wind. It is going to continue today and tomorrow. And in fact, tomorrow we are still maintaining the level 3 over much of the Northern Cape, especially the southern areas, and more so over the northern areas of the Eastern Cape, including the northern areas of the Western Cape. So there's no main change in terms of the areas. So the warning is going to persist today and tomorrow of the wind. But by tomorrow, on Monday, we are also expecting that the conditions will include the possibility of heavy rain and flooding over the southwestern coast, that is the Cape Metropole, and areas in the adjacent areas. That's where we can expect a level 4 of heavy rain. So basically, we know that there are shacks, we know that there are houses that are built in areas that are not suitable for human settlement. Those are areas that we are necessarily pointing out to say they have to be very careful. We are doing our part as the South African Weather Service, and thank you for the invitation to actually say a little bit about this system. We have already issued the communication with the disaster management. So the disaster management is having their part. Every communication of the extreme weather conditions that we issue as the South African Weather Service is actually being shared with the disaster management. So they have got their plans. I wouldn't say what they are actually doing, but obviously there are some strategies that they are going to follow as we have issued them those levels, as I've just indicated. Right. And in fact, as we move to the next day, on Tuesday, we are still to see that front stretching to the central areas of the Eastern Cape, including the southern areas of the Northern Cape. So it is still going to be very cold. There might be a bit of snowfall occurring on the southwestern parts of the Northern Cape. Areas like Calvinia, Sutherland could actually see light snowfall. It's nothing serious, but the temperatures will be very cold in those areas. More so, the rainfall, the heavy rain that I pointed out for tomorrow will continue on Tuesday. And in fact, on Tuesday, there's yet another cold front approaching from the west.
All right, Puseletso Mofokeng, always great getting your take. Appreciate your making time. Puseletso is a forecaster with the South African Weather Service. Thanks once again.